Yes.
Yeah, from your experience working with young Muslim Americans, what are we doing right and wrong? I mean, young Muslim Americans, as in the ones that come to events like this, or Deen intensives, or whatever, it's only like 20% or something. What's your analysis?
Wow, that's in 4 minutes to answer.
It's a Puritan or a cold and dry or earthy.
Yeah, what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong? But particularly in terms of the youth, the young people. Islam is something that's Allah is in charge of. It's His deen. And He has brought it to this country, and He will care for it. I mean, as much as we can look at and criticize and we say, we need to do this, and we need to do that. Yes, but we can make presumption in terms of understanding what we need and what we don't need, because in fact, it is designed by Him, by Allah, to be the last guidance on the planet. And I promise you, wallahi, we haven't seen anything yet in terms of Islam in this country, in terms of its important piece of the drama as the story of this nation unfolds. And the young people are doing what they will do. They're looking for guidance, and most of the adults many of them just don't have a clue about what they need to do with the young people, which is listen to them. Just like I said earlier, men need to listen to their wives, listen. Parents need to listen to their children. But this story will unfold, and it will have all sorts of terrible things that happen in it, and all sorts of good things, and it'll be an incredible mix. But it will inevitably, by Allah, because it is the last teaching, it will inevitably be an important piece in the story as it unfolds, more so than we realize right now, I would suggest. I mean, Allahu Alam, I don't know this, but I know it's the case. So right now the young people are struggling with it, but there's a lot of new vitality. Something I noticed many years ago when I was in England amongst the Muslims. There was a time when I lived in England and you could hardly find any Muslims around. I remember being on a street in Edgware Road near Maida Vale with Colonel Muhammad Rahim. Does anybody know who he was? He was just one of my dearest teachers. He wrote a book called Jesus, Prophet of Islam. He was a colonel from Pakistan. We never sat with him, but we had tears. And we sat in his apartment on Edgware Road, and it was English. There were, sausage shops and all that. And he said, Allah, bring Islam to this place and all that. And, anyone been to Edgware Road recently? What's Edgware Road like now? It's all Muslim. Even the street signs are in Arabic. And I look at it and I think, is this for real? Is this real? So, Allahu Alam, I mean, Islam, when it is the last deen, so there may be times, one of the difficulty things that may happen is it may be hard to find. It may take all sorts of different shapes. But the young people, I feel for them and I respect the young people, because they have an honesty and a sincerity, and they demand, they have what I call really high level BS meters. And it's the BS meter, you can see their meters are in their eyes. They hear someone is talking, they hear someone says, well, we must do that, and they go. So we need to respect them, and we don't. We don't know how to respect them quite. We need to learn how to respect young people and engage them. And we need to see also that there's a design. One of the conspiracies is to create this thing called a teenager, which is a lie. It's a marketing strategy to create the teenager. And the marketers say, okay, the teenager now must be, go from the age of 13 to 33. That's the target audience. And and the teenagers believe it, and the adults believe it. Oh yeah, they're teenagers, so they're this separate. They have different clothing, they have different music. They're like different creatures, and so we have to find a way to see beyond that. That's, wait a minute, this is not true. My children, I treat them as adults when they're adults. I treat them with respect as human beings, and I respect what they have to say, what they feel and what they say. They may not have the solutions for many things, but they do have the eyes to see that are really good, and we need those eyes. And they have the sensitivity and the idealism that we need to connect to and respect and gain from to support our own 13-year-old idealist that's inside, that remains inside us, inshallah. So, inshallah, Allah, I ask Allah that He bless this gathering. I ask you all to forgive me if I've done anything that's out of line and said anything that's overstepped boundaries that I should have. Forgive me for anything in respect to that. I ask Allah that He bless this gathering, that He give us knowledge, that He give us courage and He give us strength to become strong Muslims, human beings, that He give us the knowledge and the wisdom we need to draw close to each other, to draw close to ourselves, to draw close to Him, and to have the courage to recognize that we can change ourselves and we can change the things around us, that there is a healing, that part of His mercy that we see and connect and believe and recognize that His mercy is that He is the healer and He can heal whatever, and that He give us the juice we need to proceed on that way with delight and with goodness and with joy and with love between ourselves, and that He protect our children, inshallah, and that He protect our animals and our trees and our stones and our grass and our creation, and that He enable us to see the way we bring things back to some semblance of beauty that He's designed, and that we find a way to avoid the desecration that's taking place, inshallah. That He give us respect between each other, that we learn how to respect people appropriately. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah. Thank you all so much for your really beautiful attention, so much. I really appreciate the strength of intensity, and really, I could tell people's ears and hearts are open. I could see it and feel it.